I'm here with Glen, LaShay, and we're going to debunk some common misconceptions about credit. First question, what are the biggest misconceptions about credit and credit repair?
The main one that I come across would be people think that it's an overnight fix.
Okay.
A lot of people think that they can go years and years of bad habits with their, finances, paying accounts late, not paying them at all, allowing accounts, cars to be repossessed and things like that. They do that for years over a periodic of time and then just think, oh, well, I'm gonna just pay to get my credit fixed and it's just gonna be an overnight fix. That's not true.
So it sounds like you set a realistic time frame for your clients. Like you're not just in it for the money. You're trying to set a realistic time frame for them and put them on a plan.
Right.
So that they can meet whatever their goals are. Cars, home ownership. What are the reasons that you usually see people come in for credit repair? What motivates people to fix their credit?
Most of the time it's because they are trying to purchase a home.
Okay.
They're trying to get a new car or just trying to get somewhere to live, period, because your credit is even now being looked at for you to even get a job at some places.
What do you think are the biggest changes now in terms of credit and credit scoring compared to 10 years ago?
Oh, there's so many changes. 10 years ago, you used to be able to piggyback off of someone else's hard work. If someone has a perfect 800 credit score and they have a unlimited credit card or a $10,000 credit card, you used to be able to connect your social security number to their card as an authorized user and piggyback off of them. Now, that doesn't even matter. The banks don't even, if the banks see an authorized user on your credit report, they just look right on past that because they know that's not your true history.
Is it Afterpay and what's the other ones?
The Pay in 4, so Klarna, Afterpay, Affirm. I think those are the three.
Okay.
But those are now being reported on your credit as well.
So people who use Klarna, Afterpay, Affirm, that builds positive credit, or does it?
So it is reporting on their credit as an open account, but it is doing them more harm than good if they are not paying it. So if they get these Pay in 4 accounts, they make the first payment and don't pay the remaining 3, it's going to report on their credit as a late payment and then eventually a charge off and then eventually go into collection. So it's best to just pay all 4 payments.
Because I see you post tons of testimonials. I've heard great things about you. Yeah. I've seen that you're very passionate about helping people get their credit, together. Yeah. What is the typical time frame that you work with somebody?
Honestly, it can be as little as 30 days to 6 months. I have clients that I've been working with for a year. Not so much of me still working on their reports, it's just me still just mentoring them because they still, after I done my part as far as like cleaning up the negative items, they still have work to do on their end as well. Because a lot of people think, oh, well, I'm gonna just get my credit fixed and I'm gonna get all the negative items removed and that's it. No, that's not it. You have work you have to do on your end as well, because even though you get your negative items removed, you still have to pay your bills. You still have to make sure that your credit accounts are, the usage is reporting low every month. When your statement closed, your usage needs to be reporting at 1%, not at 99% or not 100%. It definitely don't need to be reporting over 100%. That's over the limit. Anything over the limit, they definitely gonna drop your score. Like I can go on and on and on. It's literally a big numbers game, and a lot of people really just need to like take the time to like learn how to play the game.
Now, I saw you post a testimonial from one of your customers saying that she had an eviction and you were able to you fixed that for her?
Yes, so she had an eviction. I done helped a lot of clients with evictions, but one in particular, recently she had a $20,000 eviction on her credit report.
$20,000?
Yeah, I'm not sure how it got to that amount, but I'm assuming she probably like moved into a place, wasn't there long, and
broke the lease,
okay. And they put it on her credit. But she had some inaccuracies, and we was able to get it removed. Yep.
Awesome.
So she let me know that it came off her credit report, and she's now applying for her new place.
Amazing.
Yeah. So, and I always encourage people, especially if you have like evictions or like repos and stuff like that on your credit report, just pay to fix your credit instead of paying to get all these fake documents and you know, getting CPNs and getting stuff in other people's name and stuff like that. Just pay to get your credit fixed. You're gonna feel way better. Like, your credit is going to be fixed, everything's going to be in your name. You're not going to be worried about getting caught because you did something illegal.
Right.
You know, you'll really have a peace of mind because you will have your credit together.
What happens if somebody gets
together.
caught using a CPN?
They're more likely going to go to jail.
They're going to go to jail. I thought so. I've heard, you know, it's like it doesn't sound right.
And it's so, like, they have caught, especially like apartment complexes, they have caught on, like, to people doing that so much that they have even created a system to where they are like verifying your bank statements, your pay stubs, and like they take a picture of it. You can't just give them fake documents and they just approve you. No, they are scanning the documents and making sure that they are a real document. They are using a software called Snapped, and they are literally snapping pictures of your documents and making sure they are real documents before they will approve you.
You know, I hadn't thought about that till you just said that, how the integration of technology is cracking down on the workarounds that people have done for like years. I remember back in college, that was a common workaround for students to be able to
fake documents.
Yeah, yep. And so the world is changing where you cannot.
They are cracking down. I'm not saying every single complex out there has caught on, but
yeah, the
really nice ones and, you know, the ones that's trying to protect themselves, they have really caught on, and they are now using this software. You cannot come in there with fake documents. They're going to pretend like they are doing something, and they are going to be back there calling the police on you.
Not calling the police.
Yes, I have seen it with my own eyes. Like, I have seen it with my own eyes. Like, somebody was thinking that they was waiting to, you know, get approved for an apartment, and they showed up and took them on. Ooh, showed up at the leasing office.
Wow.
Some places, some apartments are even requiring a minimum score now. Like minimum 620. It's so crazy. Like, they're requiring a minimum 620 to get an apartment, but a 580 to buy a house.
Really?
And I think that is just so insane. I think it's so insane that you would encourage someone with a 580 credit score to buy a home. If they have a 580 credit score, there's obviously some type of issues or somewhere in the finances or in the payment history, or it could be that they just don't have any credit, you know, built. But the fact that they have a 580, like, why would you not encourage them to get a higher score so they can get a lower rate? It's so much predatory lending out there because they know that there are so many people out there that want to purchase homes and things like that, but they also know that those same people don't have their shit together. So they'll be willing to do anything to get a home, whether they're paying triple the price for the home in 30 years or what. I'm actually trying to be a mortgage lender, and I swear I will never be one of those mortgage lenders that will be like, oh, well, you qualify because it's the minimum. No, I'm going to be the one that's going to encourage you to boost your score, get your score higher so you can get a lower rate. You're already going to be tied to this mortgage for 30 years. Why not try to get the lowest rate?
Yeah, I saw you mentioned about how it's basically a wealth hack to just take the time to fix your credit because you overpay for everything. I think you mentioned how you overpay for cars, with higher interest rates. You mentioned the house. Yeah. I feel like you mentioned something else.
People will go get a $300,000 house for 30 years, but in 30 years, they done paid, hell, probably $600,000 for the house, you know? And they look at it like, oh, it's my home. But is it, though? Stop paying taxes on it and see what happens.
Yeah.
So some people just have to do what works best for them. I mean, some people it's for renting, some people it's for, you know, purchasing homes. But if your finances are not in a position to, when it comes to a mortgage, like, it's not as easy as renting. Renting, someone else is taking care of the property.
Right. Exactly.
When you have a mortgage, you have to take care of the property. If you can barely take care of your finances living in a rental property, how are you going to do it with a mortgage?
Yeah, I've seen lots of posts over the past couple of years where people are at their wits' end because their payments are
poor.
ballooning. Yeah.
House poor.
Escrow taxes way over, maybe started off paying 15, now they're saying they're at 25 and they're
the insurance, the taxes, goes up. So that don't include any of that. Because me personally, I've been evicted. I started at a 480 credit score, so I know what it's like to be at the very bottom. You know what I'm saying?
So you know from experience, like you've done this.
Yeah.
You know it works.
Yeah, most definitely. And I done also took the time and paid $2,500 to pay someone else to, fix my credit and got absolutely nothing fixed. So that's how I became so aware with credit, because I was like, I just wasted all this money. I just started teaching myself, just learning myself. Then I started paying for classes and things like that. So then I just started fixing my family members' credit, and then it just went from there.
It's really a passion, and I can tell.
Yeah, I really just enjoy helping people. Every business that I've had has always been a business of service. I've always done some type of service to someone. My nail salon, my hair company, my lashes, my clothing line, house makeovers. Like, it's always been some type of business of service. I just enjoy helping people.
Got you. I can see that.
I get some type of satisfaction out of, like, oh my God, you made my day. Like, I don't know.
I can see that. And your branding always has given, because I've known you for how long? Probably 15 years or so.
A long time.
Your branding has always given luxury. I could always tell you really pay attention to the details. It matters to you. Yes.
Yeah. But I'm not bougie though. Like, I'm not like, because I can go to the thrift store and put a whole fit together and you wouldn't even know.
Make it look luxurious. Yeah.
Like nothing like, oh, I'm better than anyone or anything. Yeah. But I just like nice things.
No, when I see like the way that like your content, your businesses, your websites, your branding gives like quality, a luxurious aesthetic. Yeah, it's just the fact that you can tell like you care. Yeah. You present it in a way you can tell like you took the time to think of everything, the names, the how it's presented, what you will be providing. Yeah. That goes a long way with me. Yeah. Especially like I said, especially in our community, I feel like that's something we can kind of skimp over, because I think a lot of times we as a people kind of rely solely on support, like, well, you know me, so do it. Whereas you've always just provided the quality product. It was like, where else are you gonna go and get this quality? Yeah. You know what I mean?
I just think of it like myself, like what would I want if I went to a place, or and like even when it came to like when I had my salon and I was doing like the luxury pedicures and stuff like that, like that just came about because like I know if I go somewhere, like that's something that I would want to experience. So I just start incorporating it in my business.
What are the biggest myths about student loans and how they affect your credit?
A lot of people think student loans are going to go away. Well, let me say this. Government student loans, if they're loans through the government, you're more likely not going to get out of them. You're more likely not going to get out of those unless it's like, something inaccurate that they did, or now like there's like Mohella, there's Navient and Sally Mae, those lenders that have been sued and stuff like that, are being sued because of like negligence on their end and inaccurate information on that student's account. So if you don't fall in that category, just because Mohella is being sued, if you don't fall in that category, that doesn't mean your student loans are going to be removed. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people think, oh, Mohella is being sued, so my student loans are going to be removed. Verify that first. Make sure you're in the category of even, being able to dispute them for being sued. But if you owe the government, they want their money.
They're gonna get their coin. They gonna get their coin.
Now there are like private student loan lenders that have been sued and their loans have been removed from People Credit Report because one, they don't exist. The school don't exist anymore, or they just did some type of predatory, lending towards the student, so they had no choice but to remove it. But if it's a government student loan that that you took out, just go and call them and set up an IDR plan or an income driven plan or some type of payment plan, and just let it be, because they gonna get their money.
And you say a lot of people who like the past couple years have been interesting, but posting saying that they're seeing a 100-point drop on their credit because they're student loans, and you're saying this could be prevented by just calling and setting up a payment plan.
Yes, just call and set up a payment plan. It literally just takes like maybe 10 minutes. They're going to ask you some questions. They're going to ask you about your work, how much you make, and things like that. Just call and set up a payment plan to avoid a late payment being reported on your credit.
And I've heard of garnishment.
And it's not even just, and it's not even just student loans. Like any account that you have, like just avoid it. If you are 28 days late on an account, you need to be making sure that you have it paid by day 29, because on day 30, it's going to report on your credit as 30 days late and your score is going to drop. On day 59, it needs to be paid. It needs to be paid when it's due. But I'm saying if you can't get it paid on time, worst case scenario, you need to get it paid before that 30, 60, 90 day mark, because it's going to drop your score. Those are
when they do the reporting.
That first 30-day hit is going to drop your score the absolute most.
Wow.
The girl who just lost, I think it was like 118 points, it was because her student loans reported 30 days late. She was already on a payment plan, but I guess it lapsed, and she just didn't call to set up a new one. So that's just 118 points that she just done lost just because of not keeping up with the payment schedule and when the original plan ended and stuff like that. That's why you have to really be disciplined and be very punctual when it comes to like your bills.
We need an Excel spreadsheet planner for keeping up with the payment plans. You know, if that's all it was an oversight, losing 100 points, that's a great point. Like just staying on top of it and being willing to make the call.
I mean, because 90%, I'm just throwing a number out there, but most people are not paying on their student loans. They're just sitting there in some type of income payment plan or some type of payment plan. They're just sitting there. And then the people that are paying on their student loans, the balance ain't even coming down. I watched a video. One girl was she was saying on TikTok how her student loans are like $200-some thousand left, and she done paid like 90-some thousand, and it don't even, like, that hasn't even went towards the $200-some thousand. Like, she just been paying all this money, and it's just been going towards the interest. It's ridiculous.
That's also where financial literacy comes in, and understanding the terms of your contract, the interest, how much is going towards the principal. Which is where you come in. To break all that down and get people moving towards their goal, whether it's buying a house or a car, getting a nice apartment.
If you have to take out student loans to go to school, just know that they are going to be on your credit report or your parents' credit report, because some of these student loans that some of my clients have are from their kids.
Oh, wow.
Because they took out...
in their name.
Yeah.
For their kids.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right before I finished nursing school, one of my instructors, my mentors, Danny Halston, love him to pieces, but that's what he told me, because I used to be like deathly afraid of death, which I know when it comes to the business world, that's like a huge no. You have to be willing to take risk, I feel like. And so I was just unwilling to pull out loans in college. I was heavily relying on track. You know, I had a track scholarship and then some academic. I had Pell Grant. And when I moved states to work with the military, I lost my Arkansas benefits, and I was trying to be a firefighter to get because they will pay for your school if you could pass. And they kept laughing at me. They were like, "You'll never pass this test. You wouldn't be able to carry the weight," you know. And I was so frustrated, and I was ranting to my mentor, and he was like, "Listen, stop all of that. Go get you some loan. You only got a year left. Just go get the loan." And he said, "You're scared of debt because you hear the horror stories, but the people who are giving you horror stories, they're just not doing what they're supposed to do." He said, my son had a $30,000 wedding the year after he graduated. He said he could have easily paid off his student loan. He didn't want to. He said, if you're that nervous about it, then just commit to paying it off the first year. And move on with your life. But you can't work, like, because at the time I was trying to suffice by just working multiple jobs and stuff. You know, I had my military benefits as well. School is very expensive. But when he put it to me like that, I was like, you know what? He's right, because there's a lot of nurses. I can speak from experience, especially in our community. First thing out of nursing school is either a scat pat, scatter rat attack, whatever, or you know, maybe a bench truck. You know, lots of purses, lots of expensive bags. Which there's nothing wrong with any of those things, but it did show me.
It could have went to the student loans.
He showed me that, like, he's like, you know, basically like life is what you make it.
Right.
You know, your priorities will determine the results you get, and that really stuck with me. I'm like, he's really right on everything. Like where you spending your money, no matter what you say you want, wherever you're spending your money, that's your actual priority.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So,
and that's why I get a lot of like sob stories about people, why they can't fix their credit and stuff like that. But those same people be like so turned up on social media outside, and it's like, you could fix your credit if you wanted to. It's just outside is more important to you.
It's not
so I can't feel sorry for you. If outside is more important than fixing your credit, like I know what it's like to turn my friends down because I got to get my priorities together. I got to get my shit together. So
because you did it. You actually did
I know what it's like to tell my friends, no, I got to chill. I got to chill for the next few months. I can't be outside. I know what it's like to do that. I know what it's like to not be in the crowd. But some people not willing to do that. They want to
have the cake and eat it too.
Have the cake and eat it too. They want the easy overnight credit fix and still be able to live undisciplined and no budget, don't save any money, don't eat right, like don't want to. That's
a good point about the budgeting as well. I always felt like I did really great at budgeting, but I know when I did like a temporary contract with Johns Hopkins one summer, and there was a counselor there who I just was very close to her. I just was fond of her. And she knew that I was looking for an apartment there, and I was trying to figure out my budget. And she looked over it, and this was so ironic. She looked over it and she was like, you have everything here except for you don't have any fun money. I'm like, fun money? She's like, you know, if you know that you're going to be doing things, you're going to be going to outings, you're going to be drinking and eating out.
Right.
Go ahead and put it in the budget.
Exactly.
Instead of, you know, realistically, this is not how you live. Right. Realistically, you go and you eat a hamburger every day from this shop.
Right.
You have, you know what I'm saying, on these days.
Go ahead and have your fast food money put to the side because you know you're going to eat out that week. That
kind of changed my mind too, because she's like, go ahead and calculate it. And it taught me how to, like, yes, this will be the ideal budget, but what is your realistic budget?
Yeah.
And then is that workable for like the money that you're making and your expenses?
Yeah. I've been fixing credit since like 2019. That's just family and friends, but like taking clients and stuff like that, it's been 2021.
Okay.
I did not become like the way I am with my budget until like 2023. 2022. Well, him and I met, started dating in 2021. So like 2022 going into 2023 is when I became like, I was budgeting, but not like strict. He got me like super strict with like budgeting, like watching how I spend and stuff like that. I'm not perfect. I still like mess up, but girl, compared to like how I was when I was just out there wild, like I was making $70K and still
having fun, doing your thing. And you would look around and be like, where did it go?
Girl, there were so many times I would be like, oh, I'll pay it on my next paycheck. I'll pay that bill on my next paycheck. Just doing dumb stuff. This is when I was working for the state, and before I like lost that job and got evicted and all that stuff. This is how I'm like living. I'm making this money, but I'm just no budget, just paying whenever. And I'm just, you can't live like that.
Yeah.
You cannot live like that.
Yeah, when you young.
But I wish I knew like all this early, you know,
which
like
is why you sharing it with people now, so they don't have to.
And I really enjoy the fact that I have a lot more like younger clients, like especially the females. They're like in their early 20s. I love that because I don't know, it drives me because it's like, yes, girl, you're doing it early. Like you're not waiting until you're in your 30s like me. Like I don't know, it's just so motivating.
You're proud of them.
I'm so proud of them. I guess it's like the younger me is proud of them or something, or I'm proud of the young. I don't know. But you see yourself in them, and you see that you're able to steer them away from the mistakes you made, so you have a lot of pride in that. Yeah, because it's some young girls, like they're doing really, really good, like really, 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 really well. like it was one girl last year. I haven't talked to her in a while, but she was making like 200 something thousand. 26 years old at the time, but she could not get approved for the condo that she was wanting in Atlanta. She was making the money, but she couldn't get approved. Bad credit. She got her credit fixed with me, and she got the stuff cleaned up off her credit that needed to come off, and then she was able to go get the condo that she wanted. And that's another thing with this new FICO 10T score that's coming out. They're not going to, like, a lot of people, they have became so comfortable with how things used to be when it came to fixing credit, because they were so used to getting like quick fixes. Yeah. Like I said, even with the authorized user, they were so used to being added as an authorized user, and then 30 days they get 100 point plus boost just within that short period of time. Now it's not that simple. They don't even give that high amount of points for being an authorized user anymore. And they're not just looking at what you did the last 30 days. With the new 10T score, once all the other lenders hop on board, because it's just brand new as of May 1st, but once all the other lenders hop on board, they're going to be looking as far back as what you've been doing for the last 24 months. They're going to be approving or denying you based on how your history been the last 24 months. I see. It ain't even going to be just about what they're not going to approve you, because they used to just approve you based on what your score looked like today, what your score and your credit report look like right now when they check it. Oh, okay. When they check it at that moment. Oh, wow. Now they're going to be looking with that 10T score. They're going to be looking back as far as 24 months to see how you've been. Oh, that's the reason why you're gonna have to. People are gonna really have to become like really disciplined and very like persistent with their finances, because I would say probably like 3 or 4 years from now, it's gonna be all across the board. Like they're gonna be looking, like all lenders are gonna be looking at your credit for the last 24 months. They're gonna look back at your credit report and see, oh, she had three late payments back in 2020. I mean, I'm just going back. No, we can't approve you. Yeah. You need perfect payment history for the next 24 months. So this could, because I personally feel like we're already in somewhat of a housing crisis, because I don't feel like our wages have kept up with the inflation in the housing market. And so now there's an additional barrier to overcome with the new scoring models. Yeah, as far as like the consumer being approved to get it. Yeah. But that's for rental. Now for mortgages, they're more lenient. They're more lenient because it's predatory. Yeah, because they're gonna win either way. Exactly. We leaving here with something. That's why they're saying, come on, we'll take you come as you are. We'll take you with a 580 credit score. What success story would you say is your favorite in terms of your clients, or do you have one? And you mentioned a couple already. Our girl got to get in her condo. You got the eviction removed for another client. You're seeing your younger clients come in and get their credit repaired early. So my latest client that just purchased her home, she just closed on her home maybe 2 weeks ago. She has 6 boys. And when she enrolled in my program last year I think it was like October or something. Maybe, I can't remember, but it was last year that she enrolled, and she told me then, like, I am determined to like get me a house for me and my kids. Like, I'm so determined. I am willing to go get a second job if I have to, because she's an RN. Girl, she went and got a job at a bar, and all the money she made from the bar, that's what she saved to like put down on her house. I believe it. And she just closed on that house 2 weeks ago. I believe it. I was like, I used to cocktail serve, and when I became a nurse, a lot of things wasn't adding up in terms of the pay and the work conditions, but I believe it. I just thought that was just so amazing, because it's not even a year later that she's got her house, and she done closed on that house. So I think that would be the latest like success story that I'm like the most proud of. Yeah, because she did it. Like, she did what she said. What she told me what she told me she wanted to do, she did it.
And she made the sacrifices to do it.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't worried about what nobody was saying or accusing her.
And the people that were probably talking about her having a cocktail job and being an RN are probably not doing nothing.
And that's a bar.
She made that sacrifice to work at that bar for however many months she did, and she got what she wanted.
That is a bar right there. The people who are talking about her for working the cocktail serving job don't have a house to close on. She did what she had to do. She came and saw you, and now she's got a house for herself and her 6 boys.
Congratulations, Lisa.
All right, y'all, this concludes our interview. Once again, this is Glen LaShay.
Fix your credit.
All right, thanks for watching.
Bye.